Ah, me. Yes, video, probably. Yeah, I think I'm making one. Not much to say. I'm just doing some more in my head through the next procedure here, which is really just to, write the short book, make the short video, whatever it is. Just isolate the key concepts and qualify that there's really no agreement outside of this fundamental. I mean, if you can't agree on these premises, we really can't converse because, yeah, I'm absolutely confident. So you're not gonna, there's no argument I don't think you can make. I haven't heard anything close to one. I haven't heard one that even scratches the surface, so to speak, of my confidence when it comes to understanding that this universe is just a bunch of shit. And really the only thing happening that's at all interesting is this sentient conscious experience. And otherwise, these plants are just machines. It's all just kind of a strange and bizarre chemistry, very colorful and whatnot, but so what? That's just psychological mush. And again, that's the obviousness of it, is the fact that you can see, it doesn't take much work to see that it's all psychological. That if I really look at it, none of it screams valuable in any rational way, any discernible way, except by provoking some sort of feeling. Okay, not a rational perception. They're all just irrational, emotive perceptions. Just warm sound. It's all like baby talk. It's all Teletubby nonsense. Pretty flower, pet pet, goo goo gaga. I mean, it just has nothing to do with anything rational. And again, just analyzing your own perceptions of why you value something, I think you can see that in yourself. That you value it because you have an interest. You see some graft, some pussy, whatever the thing is you're after. And you see one more hamburger, one more hamburger, one more hamburger, one more hamburger. And it's that idea of the one more hamburger that makes you think this is functional. I mean, I have to really, really bend my brain into all kinds of twisted, idiotic contortions of perspective to imagine why I would find it at all gratifying, for example, to create 6 billion, 7 billion Obamas and just say, okay, yeah, look at that, isn't that a great universe? Look at how cool, it's really, it's a lawyer and it's smart, and blah, blah, blah. No. I wouldn't, if there was a vending machine that could pop out 6 billion Obamas, I wouldn't put a quarter in it. And I sort of had this conversation with other people, but, I often ask people, give me the name of somebody you'd want to live their life. You'd want to be them, including all of their crimes, all of their embarrassing moments, all of the, their death, the whole dramatic pile of crap. And it usually takes a while for somebody to come up with some sort of bullshit answer, because, we don't perceive, individually each other as having a cool life. We realize that every life has different flavors of shit in it, different colors of shit, to use a Piroism. But it's all shit. And you'd rather have your own shit, because that shit you're familiar with and you're comfortable with. You're comfortable with your failures. You're comfortable with your limitations. You're comfortable with your vices. And you don't want to have somebody else's because you haven't acclimated to being that kind of asshole. You've acclimated to be the asshole that you are, and you don't want to be some other asshole. It's just a bigotry. It's just a cockroach saying, I'd rather be a cockroach than a maggot. or a maggot saying I'd rather be a maggot than a cockroach. It's not rational. It's just emotional, subjective, addictive psychology. Nothing rational to see here. And I've used examples like the fact that we don't see emptiness as a horror. We don't see peace and quiet. There's nobody here. Oh, I'm not horrified by the idea that this space isn't being occupied by some dopey human doing some dopey trick. It doesn't horrify me. I don't weep for the lost opportunity to count the stones and be marveled by the grayness. To see the splash in the water and create a rainbow. I don't see any. None of that's happening in my brain. I actually see a serenity and a peacefulness, a lack of drama, a lack of trickery. Very good, excellent. Yeah, this is the way it should be everywhere. Peace and quiet. In terms of a dramatic equation. But yeah, you can just keep making these thought experiments, little ones, that just give you some indication that maybe this isn't what we've made it out to be. It isn't what, common humans make it out to be. Some brilliant playable game. Like we're hopscotching our way to, the singularity. And you might realize that you're bone picking your way to hell. Okay, you're not much more. You're not anything more in many respects than the fucking maggot. You're just another parasite getting its cut, out of a system that wastes experience, opportunity for comfort in insane proportions. Pisses misery like it was water. And that's what it produces. That's the mechanism. And on top of that, yuck, this evolution thing is kind of yucky. On top of that is this understanding, that, I sort of am a taking machine in the economy. And I have to be accountable for the price of my taking. That the price paid, I have a cut in terms of my share of responsibility. We have a collective mass as an entity, and there's a mass of pointless and stupid suffering that will take place every day, and you have a percentage of that. It's your share of that burden, and you would impose that torture, not by contract, not because you have any reason to believe everybody wants to play. No, you're just going to Shanghai, right, yourself, a crew, to sail your boat. And so you're Shanghaiing all these biological organisms, and then a few of us humans who aren't deluded, phantasmagorical religious nuts realize we're in hell, and certainly don't want this boat to keep sailing. We can't just kill ourselves, because that's not going to stop the next guy from getting shanghaied. We want to stop the Shanghairy, okay? That's the shenanigans, is this whole Shanghai business, where you build your road to your ambitions out of somebody else's guts and bones and torment. And that argument to me is just indestructible. I mean, this is one you know. As soon as you know you're not the only consciousness in the universe, you know about this game you're playing where, yeah, I can't leave dynamite sticks laying around. You know, I can't just spill gasoline on the highway. That all, you know, it's fun. You know, that there's implications that can ruin other people, destroy their day, colossally. And you have to take responsibility for your interactions. I mean, this is something you know, you should acquire this information. You know, sometimes before you even reach your teenage years, you should have a pretty solid understanding that this is dangerous, that you just don't swing hammers anywhere you want to. You know, not difficult. And then you get a little smarter and you realize, the whole game is built out of this Shanghairy, all this create, not without any permission slip, not with any competence, not with any license, just notions in heads of authority, and no acknowledgement of this relationship existing for some of these people, though. They have, through their nihilism, annihilated notions of responsibility. Nature did it. It's not my fault. I only play the game. I'm only rolling the dice. Yeah, nature made them. Somehow, because nature made them, I have to roll them. Is there logic there? No. Do we have brains now that can be informed and understand? Yes. Is there blood, metaphorically, so to speak, all over the road? Every reason to be cautious. People are talking about being cautious. They're saying, please be cautious. Please don't keep Shanghaiing me and then running me over. I'm not fodder for your foolishness. It's not a bad quote. I'm overtly saying it, stop, and you're overtly ignoring it. With what reason? I'm entitled. Nature says so. It gave me penis. That's it. Now, if that isn't more empty and vacuous as an excuse than God says so, I can't imagine what could possibly be more vacuous. I resort to the ignorant force. The ignorant force says so. The dumbest force in the universe says so. Says I can. It doesn't say it in English. It doesn't write it anywhere. You have permission to be Mengalest in your Shanghairy. You know, no, not written anywhere. No overt statement anywhere. Nothing. Just every indication through your own personal experience that life is dangerous. And you can certainly understand that for some unlucky people, that danger will be realized in horrific ways. And you have no right to tell somebody it's worth it. My boat is a good boat, and you'll love to be little Sailor Joe on it. No, you have no right. Preposterous arrogance in the face of no evidence of authority, no evidence of right, no evidence of competence, no evidence of superior opinion. Nothing. Zero. So anyway, that's arrogance. And it's belligerent and evil when the obligations of logic are insulted and just stepped over. When logic says what I don't like, I run away. And that's an applauded philosophy. You can't get more guilty to use that. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, it's just, sensible against the skanky cunts. It's the good against the glib. That's the war. The decent against the destructive. Period. There's just no question about it. Every real fact of science points to parasitism, addiction, compulsive, irrational behavior. Every scientific fact. That's what the game is made out of. Deserve has nothing to do with it. That's the title of the game. How do you rationally sign your kid up for that? No, not possible. Not reasonable. No. Okay. Anyway, till next time. It really is a lovely day. I have to work inside.